The air quality situation in Ghana can be described as very critical in some areas. We have hotspots, places where we have large amounts of pollutants. We have them in the landfill sites where we do a lot of burning. There are places where they are burning e-waste. We also have problems with the vehicles that apply the road. Some of them have weak engines or over-aged engines. We also have a problem if the petrol or fuel that we're using has high levels of contaminants in some areas, because we are importing fuel from different countries. So depending upon the source of the fuel, we could have pollutants, high level of pollutants in it. We also have problem where people use charcoal and fuel wood, or let me say biomass in cooking. Then in areas where we have bushfires, then we have the release of pollutants. For this meeting, we are talking about...
Let me not cut you. What does those things mean for the environment? Having fuel with high levels of pollutant, what does it mean for the environment and even for us?
For the environment, it means that these substances are emitted into the atmosphere, and when they are inhaled into the lungs, they are the source of respiratory diseases. I would say that people who sell or live close to heavy traffic roads are at some risk, because they stay there more than 8 hours. They breathe. The particulate matter is deposited in their lungs and create health problems. This is what we need to tackle, and that is why the Environmental Protection Agency, under the auspices of the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, decided to work with private partners to look at regulating emissions from vehicles. That program was launched in August, and we are coming out with air quality standards for vehicles, emissions from vehicles. When this is done, we will test vehicles, and where you exceed the limits, we have to ensure that you take your vehicle back for servicing, and where you have to be fined or penalties or sanctions applied, they will be applied.
You mentioned some areas earlier. You said there are areas that are hotspots.
Yes.
Do you have those names?
The areas that are hotspots are places where they do a lot of burning of e-waste, like Agbogbloshie. The waste dump sites
like Abokobi,
Tema, Landfill, Malam, those areas are hotspots. Then the highways, the toll booths are also hotspots. So if there are people selling at those places, they need to be careful.
So what, apart from the policies, I mean, sometimes the policies, we have them in books, but the implementation becomes a problem. What steps are the EPA taking to ensure that we deal with this situation?
This is not a problem only for EPA, but for the whole country. We have the environment policy that has broad outlines on what should be done. We have the climate change policy, transport policy, health policy, the energy policy, all addressing the same subject. Transport policy, they want to reduce the number of aged vehicles in the system. they are bringing in mass transport vehicles that will take many people but use the same quantity of fuel for transport. These are ways of reducing the emission of pollutants from the transport sector. Energy and petroleum, you realize that government is working on introducing or upgrading the use of LPG stoves, solar stoves, so that we do not burn too much of charcoal and fuel, but use the lower pollutants in cooking. Health, we realize that they are asking people to be in the open. They are providing more hospitals so that people who fall sick are treated. Then Ghana is making a commitment to the Conference of Parties on the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, and has listed a number of areas to reduce climate change impact on the country. So these are measures. The Environmental Protection Agency is collaborating with the United States of America Environmental Protection Agency for monitoring air pollution and also disseminating information to the public. The universities and research institutions are also conducting research in these areas, leading to reduction. Ghana is a leader in all these areas. If we talk about the African sub-region, the World Bank is also assisting in this area so that we reduce the air pollutants we have in the country. If you watch Accra, EPA has a number of monitoring stations.
I think there's no one in front of that.
And these are to monitor and advise the general public. We are insisting on non-burning during the Harmattan period. So in the northern sector and all others, we say please don't burn, because when you burn, you pollute the air.
Now, how does the kind of conference, how does is it handle or take care or cater for all the things you mentioned earlier?
It is to train people, to provide the technical know-how, bring the other innovations or initiatives together on reducing air pollution, coming up with technologies that can help reduce air pollution from these sources. So we have the United Nations Environment Program being part of it. We have the pollution itself, many countries. We also have institutions that lecture or that build capacity. So we'll be taking from the various institutions, so helping us to make sure that we fall in line with what other institutions all over the world are doing. The main aim is to reduce the impact of climate change.
Any other thing you want to say about that?
We are saying that human health is important, and it's a responsibility of every citizen to make sure that we reduce the pollution of air through our activities and through the equipment that we use, either in cooking, in traveling, or in our industries.